This video is being brought to you by SQL Server 2012 tutorial.com. Today our topic is SQL Tutorials by Kash Part 3. We are going to go over SQL delete statement. We have already covered the select statement and the update statement in parts 1 and 2. So naturally we are covering another topic. So really delete statement, it's a query that is used to delete or remove data from a table or a view in a database. Using this SQL statement, you can delete one or more rows from one or more tables. Okay, so and we are going to be looking at some examples in a bit, but it is a pretty powerful statement. When working with large tables, it is recommended that you make a copy of the table first and then also use transactions with small batch sizes. And the reason for that is, in a large table, when you are working with millions and millions of rows, it's easy to lock up a certain portion of the table, which is going to make it inaccessible by other connections and users. So you have to be careful when working with fairly large tables. And just like the other statements, delete query can also use a select, basically like a subquery. So that's keep that in mind. Now, as far as the syntax, it's actually fairly similar to the select statement. You can notice this in our demo here that you basically go delete from table. And then you use the where clause. Okay, really, the statement is complete. With these two lines, the where is optional, but do notice that where it says absence of where clause will delete all of the rows in a table. So do not forget the where clause. That will save you when working with databases. Now, if you wanted to know more about the syntax, you can certainly check out this link that we have included. This is from the MSDN, which is the Microsoft Developer Network, for a complete explanation. We're just trying to keep things simple here. Now, as far as what are we going to cover today, we are going to be using the Northwind sample database, which we have been using with the other queries as well. The version of SQL Server we are using today is 2012. We will try to do the following things. We are going to delete data from some data from customers and orders tables. So the model is fairly simple, Northwind, and I do like it for that reason. Basically, you have customers, and they will place orders, and so really between customers and orders, you have a one-to-many relationship between those two tables. Okay, now anytime you are doing especially updates and deletes, it is highly recommended that you make a copy of the tables. So we are going to do that as well. We will also show you how to delete with a single and multiple conditions, and then finally towards the end we are going to be using transactions with the delete SQL. So quite a few things to cover. At this point we are going to switch to Management Studio. So let me do that. I'm already logged into my server that I'm running locally. Let's expand the databases so I can show you the tables in case you have not seen the other demos. So we have Northwind database and we have a few tables in here. Primarily we are going to be working on the customers table. So if I right click and select all the rows, you can see that my real estate is a little bit low because I'm using low resolution here. But basically, we have customer ID, name, their contact information, location, and whatnot. So that's one of the tables we're going to be working with. And notice down here that we do have 91 rows, and we are also going to be working with orders table. And before I jump there, notice that we do have a column called customer ID. This is the primary key here. And if I look at orders table, I have information, orders and whatnot, but notice that we do have a column called customer ID, which is basically the foreign key that ties back to this table. Okay, and other information is just regular order date, This is old. This is an old database, so some older data we're looking at, but shipping information, country and whatnot. Okay, so that is the basic structure of those tables. I already have the script saved up, so I'm actually going to be you know running this basically from here. So as far as delete statement, like I said, it removes data from a table. You have to be very careful with it. Now I have the basic syntax in here, and now what we're trying to do is, in fact, let me show you some of these things. Okay, so when you're trying to make copies of a table, I'm actually just going to redo these. So just when you do a select star from customers, that is going to return you all the data. Okay, of course I'm in the wrong database, so you want to make sure you're in the right database, and then you execute it. So this is our information. We would like to make a copy of this. Okay, and the way you do that in SQL is you do select star from customers. Actually, you do select stars into, you're trying to go into a new table, okay? And our new table is going to be customers 2, right? So this is your new table, and what do you want to put in that table? I want all the data from customers table, okay? So when I run this, it will not only create a table, but copy the data into it, and you can see that it moved 91 rows. Now, if you look at this, you can see that our data has been copied over. Okay, very nice. So now essentially what we're going to do is we're going to be working with really customers 2 information. Okay, so let's try this. I already have an example, but without going into the next one, how do you delete data, right? Let's say I wanted to delete this one. Okay, the customer with a customer ID of N10. I'm just going to copy this, okay? And really, let me just write this from scratch. So I do delete from. Well, what are you deleting from? I'm deleting from customers 2, right? And what will happen if I run this? This is going to delete all the data, okay? So you definitely want to put the where clause in. Well, where customer ID, okay, which is this guy right here, equal to N10. Now since this is text data, we enclose it in single quotes. If this was some kind of numeric information like a phone number or some other number, you would not need to do that. Okay, so when I run this one, it is going to take out this row. Okay, Antonio Moreno Tequila. I don't know how you say that, but trying a little accent here. Okay, so that just deleted that customer, right? Now when I do a select, you'll notice that our friend's Antonio is gone. Okay, so fairly simple statement. I just wanted to show you one from scratch, but deleting a particular customer, one condition. Okay, so this is another customer. Looks the same syntax, right? I'm going to highlight it. By the way, in SQL Server, if you want to run a particular statement, you just highlight that section. Okay, it is not going to execute any of this other stuff, and then I can hit execute or F5. Okay, so that deleted another customer. Now, if you're paying attention, remember we had 91 rows to begin with, and we just deleted 2, right? So really, we should have 89 left. And if we come down here, you'll notice that we did in fact take out to the customers. Okay. Well, so far so good. Let's keep going. This time we are going to be deleting customers in UK and also the city of London. So this time we really have 2 conditions. So since now we have 2 conditions, really the thing that's going to change is down here. We'll be adding a couple items in here instead of 1. Okay. So you can see the syntax looks the same. And by the way, the line doesn't matter as far as where do you put the keywords. I like to kind of keep it down where, I put delete in one line, from another, and where another. But really, SQL does not really care. It's pretty forgiving, but I do want you to notice here that now we're saying, okay, I want you to delete customers that are in UK, the country of UK, and city of London. Okay, so let's highlight that. Okay, so you can see that we took out 6 records in here, right? Fairly straightforward.